IVM.
Close your eyes for a moment and imagine. What would you be doing today had it not been for your day-to-day responsibilities of meeting work deadlines and making sure your family is financially secured? Would you have been a footballer, kicking the ball around on those grassy grounds? Or would you have been an artist, sitting near a window overlooking the hills as you paint away? Maybe you crave to be a photographer. But here you are, framing a picture of the life you wish you had. But this can still be a reality. करो पूरे अपने इरादे, अपनों से किए सभी वादे. SBI Life अपने लिए, अपनों के लिए. To know more about our insurance plans with wealth creation, log on to www.sbilife.co.in. IRDAI registration number 111.
All right, hello and welcome to Football Twaddle. My name is Saru, and one of the great joys of doing this podcast with my dear friend Yash is week on week basis I see his belief values, core human values being destroyed while he watches Manchester United play.
But Newcastle are doing much better in life, so yes.
Yes, so that is the value
That is the
description of
redeeming
core
feature.
beliefs, and now you have a new core belief. Oh man, I don't want to talk about Manchester United, but then they do such crap things on a week basis. So we are recording this the day after Atletico Madrid. I think quite easily won their game against United. Yes, man. Let's start with some basic questions. Juan Mata,
Yeah.
like really suddenly, how come he was substituted?
No, there are no attacking players left, right? I mean, I don't think Jesse Lingard has. I think Jesse Lingard has decided that this is his notice period. Yeah, so Jesse Lingard was probably not an option. United were desperate to score. I don't think you can throw on Phil Jones at this juncture. So, yeah. So I think the undoing of Rolf was the fact that he had 5 substitutions available.
Oh, that way. But I mean, even Mata is a notice period, right? Isn't like Lingard a better option than Mata?
No, but Mata is a good guy. He'll come, he'll try, and so on. I think
He did try.
especially because I don't think he's going to play much football anymore in life. Lingard at least has like 3 or 4 more years to go until
Man,
he gets closer to retirement.
was Juan Mata's best period at Old Trafford under Mourinho?
No, under Louis van Gaal, I think. Under Louis van Gaal, he played better.
Oh, he did? Okay. And the second question is, what's the point of Pogba and Rashford? Like, you messaged that on the WhatsApp group. I mean,
Yeah.
dude.
No, actually, it's United progressively got worse as the substitutions happened, and Fred was actually playing pretty well, and generally Fred has played well under Ragnick especially this weekend against Tottenham. He was immense. He was, I mean, there are limitations to his game. I don't think his passing is.
I know,
passing is
but
any great,
I don't know. I don't know why he was taken off.
Yeah, and the only good chance that had come, it had come through Bruno when he ran onto the byline and put it behind, and luckily Elanga shot hit
Oblak's
head. So yeah, that was the only like clear cut chance United had, and that had come through Bruno. So, yeah, I mean, the only substitution that made sense was bringing on Matic. Otherwise, the team got progressively worse with each substitution.
Oh, I saw one run by Matic, where he took the ball deep in his half and he ran towards the opposition box. I was like, oh my God. I actually thought that something will happen here because such rare occurrences, but nothing happened, thankfully. I don't think Atletico played very well either, but dude, they were under no trouble at all.
Yeah, I mean, there was some pressing at the beginning of the first half, which was, I guess, refreshing or whatever, because United don't play that way. But I don't think they troubled Athletic that much. And Atletico have been in good form. They know how to negotiate these two-legged ties, etc. So United were not really in the game.
Okay, now what's left for Ralph to do? Like, what would the dressing room do? Like, what are they waiting for now? They should just announce a damn new coach, right?
I guess the coaches are employed elsewhere. That's the only problem. But what this result does is, I guess it ensures that the United board won't be lazy and kick the problem down the line and continue
Ah,
with Ralph for one more year. Like that option is now gone after this result, because
yeah, poor
United have
guy.
what? They have top four to play for, and that's not in their hands. They're dependent on Arsenal to mess up majorly, which seems unlikely at this stage. So yeah, so a big rebuild is coming. They can start the planning of that from now itself. They can probably give. I mean, the next couple of Premier League games they have to take seriously, because if Arsenal mess up, they have to pounce. But after that, maybe for the last month, which is I think 3 games in May or whatever, they can try all their under 19 players and things like that.
Yeah, or they should try this. They should try and get Messi from PSG to United, and then there's Ronaldo on the left, Messi on the right, and I don't know, Rashford up top. And dude,
Yeah.
come on, get it done. Become a lifestyle club. Just get Messi.
No, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, it'd be fun next season, because next season I guess there will be no Champions League football, so it'll be a season long rebuild again next season.
Ah, ho gaya.
So it'll be
And
fun to have
anyways,
Messi around.
so they wanted to. I think there was this whole talk about Eric Ten Hag and everything, and poor guy. I think that pressure got to him, and he lost to Benfica. So even he is out of Champions League.
Yeah, but if you ask me which is a bigger club, Ajax and Benfica, it's like 19-20. But I rate the Portuguese league quite a lot, just like Jose. So I don't think that's
Oh,
a big shock or a big failure.
all right. Let's talk about some happy United things. Cristiano Ronaldo, the freaking hat trick over the weekend. Oh, that made my day. Beating Conte 3-2. That was a good United performance. And Ronaldo was
Yeah, it was
everywhere.
a pretty decent performance. I mean, if you just discount whatever Pogba did, I think the team sort of came together, and we saw some cohesive play. But then again, United did depend on the brilliance of Ronaldo to sort of open their scoring and all. But on the other side, the goals that they conceded were also all from United. One was an own goal, one was a silly handball that they gave away. So yeah, so all the action came from United in that game.
Oh, you thought Pogba didn't play well on the weekend? I thought he was decent.
Are you serious? He gave the ball away so much. He was quite terrible in that game.
I don't know. I think I was enamored by the goals
It
being scored, so I didn't see that much.
no,
And
no,
it's very hard
I
to
think
identify Paul. It's very hard to identify Paul Pogba because he's like pretty bald now. He's clean shaven. So I'm like, who is running? Like if he had that orange hair or something, I was like, yes, this is Pogba. So maybe that was a little confusion.
on the weekend again, Matic played well. I guess Matic needs like 1 month rest, and then he gives a good performance.
He's old. Come on, you can't like you can't. I mean, and he's been given such an important task. But Matic is a decent performer. He's not bad at all.
Yeah, he's decent. It's just you can't depend on him to play every week. That's it.
Yeah,
And I
that's.
hope this doesn't continue. I mean, I hope we find a buyer for him next season.
I don't. Anyway, leave that. Did you see the final minutes of the Leeds Norwich game?
No, 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 no.
That was madness.
Right. Can you describe it to me?
Norwich scored in 90 plus 1 with Kenny McLean. And Joe
Mm-hmm.
Gelhardt at 90 plus 4, he scores the winner for Leeds. And they are looking in a decent position. Like that victory was obviously very important. First victory for, I think, an American coach ever in England, if you discount all the Bob Bradley things. But Jesse Marsh, he went crazy. More than the players, he just went absolute ballistic. I think it's one
Oh
Ted
man.
Lasso, zero world.
Yeah, wasn't this the guy who said that Ted Lasso has ruined everything for American coaches in Europe
He said it
or
half
England
in
at least?
he said half in jest, but I mean, if
Yeah.
anything, I think Ted Lasso is what is required. But that was a game. But I want to talk to you about something very important. It's
Mhm.
called the appeasement of the Russian owner, and it starts off with Chelsea played Newcastle. Newcastle played decently. They were holding on. Kai Havertz was not given a red card.
Yeah, I mean, the only defense there is apparently need some aerial leverage to jump. That's the only defense that is made in that scenario. But I mean, the silly things that people are sent off for these days. I mean, us passionate Newcastle fans can make the argument that the guy who scored the winner should not have been on the pitch. So,
Oh,
yeah.
so we'll get to the second point. But did you see Kai's post-match press conference? That was like really funny. He said, "Anyone who knows me knows I'm not that sort of a player." And I was next to a guy who was 8 foot tall. So
God.
you need to take all of that into account. I found that really funny. I think Kai speaks very well to the press. Like he has this
Right.
unfiltered mouth. He can just spew whatever he
Yeah,
wants.
yeah.
And man, that
I
touch,
think.
that touch of Kai Havertz was killer.
Mhm.
So that was so good. But there was one more
We're
thing.
finally seeing why Chelsea paid so much money, right? I mean, a year ago he had a lot of hype, and once he arrived, there were doubters who said that he's only good for the lockdown football. Now, once he has this passionate London crowd, he cannot perform in front of them. But yeah, I guess he's silenced all those critics.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing so well and he's scoring all the important goals. There's one more point. Penalty for Newcastle, 54th minute. What is going on? Is the bias against our owners now showing up suddenly? Like generally, there's bias against smaller teams when they play bigger teams, right? But we
No,
are not
I
yet a
think
bigger
they're
team.
just assuming that Newcastle have already become a big team. They're not ready to wait for a couple of years for Newcastle to buy like Messi or whatever, Neymar, and so on to become that team. Right?
So does this make it tougher for our man Eddie to actually get up higher up the table because you're getting all the small team decisions for you when we actually want to move up in life?
Yeah, but I mean, he has earned enough points to stay safe. I guess that's our objective this time around. I think your aim of reaching the Europa Conference is a little out of our range this season.
No, come on. I hate such defeatist attitude, even from fans. So let me see.
Right.
Newcastle are at 31 points with 28 games played. I think Europa Conference ends at position 8, which is
Eight.
45. Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. It's a little far, but I think
Mhm.
we should not give up hope. We should build on this momentum. Okay, final word before the break on Chelsea. Who's going to buy the damn club? Like, what is going on?
So the latest thing on the WhatsApp group, apparently there's some Ghanaian diamond merchant or something or mine owner. Man, it's gonna be tough for all the racists with African owners.
I read he owns 645 properties in the Ghanaian capital. Does he own the capital? And this is the funny thing. He is a devout Muslim, this Ghanaian chap, and it seems he starts off and he's a politician, so he starts off every public rally with the words, "Inshallah, this party is going to win the election."
Okay, that's interesting.
Dude, it seemed like Inzi was talking for some time. Like, what is this sentence? But anyway, so Chelsea tried a PR stunt which backfired and they had to do. They said that since our fans cannot play the game against Middlesbrough, we want the game to be played in the under closed doors. And there was a
Mm.
backlash and they withdrew that request. Poor guys, like at what point are we going to give a break to these Chelsea guys trying to run a minibus to games and all of that?
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm sure as the Premier League is an entity in itself, I'm sure like they'll help out Chelsea to just finish the season. I guess these FA Cup games and Champions League games will be the tricky ones, especially the away games.
No, they have to. It's still a entity which is like playing, like what? Now you're going to remove
No,
every.
what I mean is that like the Premier League itself, it's like a joint venture with 20 share owners, right?
Yeah.
uh, as opposed to the FA Cup, which is just a competition owned by FA, and Champions League, which is a competition owned by UEFA. So these sort of help out rules may not apply in those competitions, but I think Chelsea will be okay in the Premier League at least
Huh,
to
but
from the financial front.
yeah, but that's because it a lot depend on British government, right? If the British government allows them to like play, then UEFA literally has no jurisdiction. What jurisdiction does UEFA
No,
have
I'm
to
not saying
police?
allowed to play. I'm saying having enough money to reach the stadium and shit.
Kai Havertz said, if we have to pay for our own flight tickets, we will pay. We will get there.
Right. Fair enough.
So that way, at least the Chelsea team. I didn't see the City game because I generally don't watch City games, but they drew against Crystal Palace.
Yeah, do you know why?
No, I don't know why.
Because our man Ranveer Singh had gone to see that game.
Yeah, what the we need to talk about this. Ranveer Singh is at every stadium. He saw the Manchester United Atletico Madrid game, and
Spurs game.
he saw the Spurs game, he saw the Atletico game, he went to the Spurs stadium, he saw the Arsenal victory, he went to AFTV. I thought, okay, this is done, but he went to Selhurst Park. Why? Well, like, what is going on? Even Robbie was taken aback with the energy of Did you see that interview?
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, he fits in there, dude. Like, I mean, it takes a lot to stun Robbie after the characters he's had on.
Man, I love Ranveer Singh. I mean, come on. It is very hard to get someone with that kind of madness just like all 24 hours.
Yeah, so I guess he managed to stun Man City into this goalless game. They're like, what the hell is happening? He goes on the pitch and he removes his cowboy shoes and scores a penalty against the Crystal Palace or Eagle or whatever that bird is. And that was the only goal scored that night.
Oh, that was a halftime penalty challenge or something, no?
Yeah.
Do you think fans now globally recognize this madman called Ranveer Singh? I messaged Ranveer Singh's trainer, like his gym personal trainer. I know him. I paid for his education. So I messaged him ki bhai, please, can you like do something about this? We need that energy. He said, "Karta hu sir aapko call," and he hasn't called me back.
Well, I don't think you pay enough for his services.
What? Dude, he's a trained Kalari Pattu because of me.
Wow.
Yeah, but anyway, so Crystal Palace, dude, that was so weird. So, yes, the only question after the Ranveer Singh intervention is that now Liverpool, boss, if they win their game in hand, they're only 1 point behind Man City. Are we seeing Jurgen Klopp turning on the screws now?
Yeah, clearly. And who would have thought the apprentice is standing in his way?
Is that what we're calling Arteta now?
Yeah.
There's so many apprentices. You should be careful on whose apprentice he is as well.
Pep's apprentice. Pep's cone man. Actually, you meant... Actually, you thought I'm talking about Klopp's own apprentice.
Yeah.
Does he have apprentices?
I don't know. Tuchel?
No. Why?
Okay. So Pep's cone man. So I think by the time this episode comes out tomorrow, that match will be over, right?
Yeah.
When is Cone Man versus Madman match? So what's going to be your prediction for that game?
I'm going to predict a draw, dude. The perfect result will be draw.
What?
1-1.
Dude, come on.
So Arsenal also drop points. Liverpool also drop points. It will be.
Dude, as a personality, don't you admire Klopp way more than Pep?
Yeah, 100%. He's just at the wrong club. He should leave. He should go manage.
It's done. But our long-term plan, Yash, is to get the manager.
That's a parallel story, dude. How does it matter what Klopp achieves at Liverpool or not?
Oh, that way. Acha. I thought we can take a break, but I've been informed to tell you that your guy, Fat Frank, is now he's in real trouble.
Yeah, how much real will his life get? I don't know. And what was that decision? He should have taken the Norwich job when it was on offer, I feel.
Yeah.
At least there have been no expectations.
Correct. That is true. Okay, I think we should let's talk more about this, but we should take a break right now. And after the break, let's talk about player of the week, everything. So stay tuned to Football Twaddle.
Have you ever wondered where the business world is headed? How the ways in which we create, market and sell to consumers will evolve? Or if we'll ever go back to wearing pants while working? For answers to all of this and more, tune into Advertising is Dead with me, Varun Dugirala. Every Tuesday, as I talk to entrepreneurs, leaders, and change makers from across business, media, marketing, and beyond. You can catch all episodes of Advertising is Dead on the IBM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from.
Okay, welcome back to Football Twaddle. Yash,
Hello.
you were talking something about Super Frank and you were sympathizing with him. Can you finish your point?
No, I was just saying that simply because he is at a major club like Everton, there are expectations of him, especially with all the players that he has at his disposal. But this is a terrible job for anyone to take on. This is a poison chalice that he's decided to drink from, and it's not going to do him any good.
Oh God. Do you think Everton is going to get relegated this season?
I
Because
don't
now
think so. I think they have enough decent players to string together a few results and a few points, and I think the table will be as it is right now. I think Burnley, Watford, and Norwich will go down.
Oh yeah, but Everton also has 3 games in hand.
Yeah. So that's I think in this case those 3 games in hand will be useful. There'll be a couple of draws and wins, which will be enough to keep them afloat.
All right. Okay, which player has impressed you this week? Player of the week.
Man, I can't look beyond Cristiano Ronaldo. If
That was some.
that was almost a perfect hat trick, and in midweek, if the service would have been better, the result would have been different. But I mean, these sort of performances maybe we'll not see from Ronaldo as he ages. But yeah, this was a glimpse into the past. It was glorious while it.
That first goal, dude. And did you see the Piers Morgan and Gary Lineker spat?
Yeah, they keep arguing all the time, and it's irrelevant. And we know that Piers Morgan is an ass, but we also know that Gary Lineker, I think he has a deep Barca bias when it comes to his tweets, at least, which comes through.
No, he has a deep.
Because he's been a former Barcelona player, so fair enough. He's entitled to that bias.
Really? So you're saying that if Piers Morgan says that a younger Messi couldn't have done it in the Premier League, you're agreeing with that?
No, I'm just making the larger point that the Twitter exchanges between them are obnoxious because one is an Arsenal fan and the other is a Spurs fan, and their political views are at different ends, and they basically disagree on most things. And keeping Piers Morgan aside, I think Lineker's other tweets and other opinions are colored by his Barca fandom. And
I see. Okay, so you are saying Cristiano Ronaldo. Who would I choose? Actually, I would choose a guy called Chuko Hernandez. Do you know who he plays for? No.
Leeds then?
No.
Then who?
I can give you 20 tries. It's the same owners as the people who own Udinese.
Watford?
Yes. Watford beat Southampton 2-1 and Chuko Hernandez scores 2 goals. I love Watford as a club. You know, they always think they'll get saved and they always get relegated.
But it's okay. They come back also. So it's fine.
Yeah, they come back immediately.
They're a fun club.
Yeah, I don't know. We've chosen the creme de la creme already. So, yeah. Anyway, on the weekend, what are you going to watch, Yash?
So this weekend, it's hard pickings. Like Manchester United don't play football for the next 3 weeks. So it was a good.
Wait, is this a FA Cup weekend?
Yep.
And after that is the international break?
Yep.
Oh, dude,
this is not the FA Cup weekend. I think it's just a truncated thingy. Or I don't know. Because, or is it the FA Cup weekend?
Yeah, it is, no?
It is the FA Cup.
It is FA Cup. It's not truncated for the sake of it. It's the FA Cup weekend. And they're like, let's just shorten this. It's the FA Cup quarterfinals. So we have Middlesbrough, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Everton. The relegation club Everton is still playing FA Cup. Will it do a Wigan type where it will win the FA Cup and get relegated?
But there's only one game that I'm going to watch and relish, and it is the former great tie, which was the El Clasico.
Oh, is it the El Clasico weekend?
Yes, it's the El Clasico weekend, and given such great form that, or at least good form of 15 minutes that Madrid showed last week, which gives me great hope that I'm going to enjoy this.
But can they stop Obama blood clot Young?
Troops watched the last match, and he met his friend Obama Blood Clot Yang. Their photo all over Troop's social media
Oh,
where they met and
I saw that, but I mean, wasn't Troops the guy who got arrested and in jail or something?
dude, come on, that is Mr. DT. How can you confuse
Oh shit!
a
Sorry, Troops.
Pakistani Jamaican with a guy whose name
Troops.
is
Wait,
Liam?
Troops. I'm really sorry. Wait, Troops is the guy who went to the US, no, for the podcast.
Yeah, yeah. I guess he's
Ah.
one of the most successful content creators there is.
Yeah. Troops is amazing. Oh, I'm talking about content creators. You know, True Geordie had a podcast with Kirian Trippier.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, it
It was
was
really
so good,
nice.
man. Very nice
Really
it
nice.
was.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So El Clasico, what are your predictions?
Oh God, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a brilliant game. I think Real Madrid will win it 3-2
Really?
with 2 goals for Benzema, 1 goal to Modric, and 2 goals for Obama. Blood clot, yang.
What about your fellow? Who did you say was the rising star?
His junior.
Yeah.
He gives assists these days. Although he did score last weekend against whoever they played.
Man, you are such a Real Madrid fan. I have to say, this is a side of you I didn't know till recently.
Yeah, I hope they win the Champions League this season. Or actually, no, even Atleti I'll be fine with.
Yeah,
Or
come on.
maybe Juventus find their form.
No.
Maybe even the Bella Gutmann curse gets lifted and the eagle of Benfica soars high.
No. Benfica shouldn't win. Then it will basically put whoever their coach on par with Mo. That should not happen. Mourinho is a special guy, and his legacy has to be protected. So talking about that, I think my game of the weekend. Screw English Premier League, guys. Come on, watch something else. It's Lazio, the racist Lazio versus Roma.
The Eternal City Derby.
Yes, it's Sunday night, 10:30. When is the El Clasico?
Oh, Sunday late night, 1:30.
There you go. Sunday is sorted. We have the Eternal City Derby and the formerly known as El Clasico going to be played. And I don't know what's going to happen. It's Sarri versus Mourinho. And if it goes by what happened in the last game, which Lazio won, but Roma had enough chances. And then Sarri was like holding an eagle at the end of the game. Man, other leagues are just so far ahead in terms of content. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Roma is going to win that 2-1 with Tammy Abraham scoring 2 amazing goals.
What a guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's actually quite a fun guy if you see all this. And he's also learned Italian, by the way. So he's
Yeah, I saw the interview. It's commendable. He's a good guy. I hope he returns to the Premier League for a big team.
Like let's see. Come on, I think all this is just bullshit. What will he do? Warm the bench like Gabriel Jesus? No one the fuck talks about Jesus and how Pep keeps wasting money. Do you see an obvious bias?
Jesus was about 4 years ago. Dude. Who cares? He's been amortized. He's like a zero.
Oh, I see.
He's scrap basically.
I see. So anyway, so my score is 2-1. So this is going to be on the continent, a European journey for us this weekend.
Yes.
But since we talk a lot about English football, just give me predictions of score. Southampton, Man City for the FA Cup.
God, why did Southampton lose form when? But I'm still hoping out for a upset. I hope they win 1-0 against Man City.
Will Ranveer Singh score that goal also?
Let's hope so. I mean, he proved to be bad luck for Man City on Monday night. So
he's not been to St. Mary's yet, so he'll go there. Acha, Middlesbrough, Chelsea. What's going to happen? I think Chelsea is going to thrash Middlesbrough.
I think Chelsea will thrash Middlesbrough.
Yeah,
they're terrible, man.
Whether they're terrible
Middlesbrough are terrible.
Who didn't they beat Spurs and United?
Yeah, despite being, I mean, that's how bad both Spurs and United have been.
Oh, I see. Okay. Crystal Palace, Everton. Oh, that is going to be so interesting.
Dude, I think Crystal Palace take Everton.
I can't see Frank sad, dude. His face just becomes fatter
Like
in the 90 minutes. while they're losing, he just becomes like he ages. He becomes fat and he ages on screen. It is not good. Okay, that guy. Nottingham Forest, Liverpool. Screw it, man. Nottingham Forest.
Dude, Nottingham Forest have actually been good in the championship. I don't think they'll come close to competing with Liverpool, but I hope there's an upset on the cards there. So yeah, 1-0. And there's this kid called James Garner who's a United loanee there, and he's the one that all the United fans are hoping will come back and rescue them. So I hope he has a good game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And is he a forward?
No, central midfield. I mean, every time United put out Mugfred, there's a big outrage in the fandom saying, dude, like,
why not James Garner? Oh, God. Anyway, it was nice talking to you, Yash. Are we meeting this weekend?
Let's see. We can try our best.
I mean, there is the El Clasico, Shasico and all, no?
Yeah, but our gracious host won't be around.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. Yeah.
We'll find new locations.
A non-poker playing friend. That's such an eternal joke. Only like 6 people know it. All right. Yes. Take care, man.
All right. Goodbye.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Storytellers and Storytellers, Vineet talks to legendary singer Usha Uttap and writer Shrishti Jha, who authored her biography. The conversation ranges across a wide variety of topics, from becoming a music icon to favorite musical partners in the Indian musical industry, and a whole lot more. On Press Decode, the host takes stock of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. On Postcards from Nowhere, Utsav tells us a story that connects coconuts, the Cold War, and nuclear fusion. And finally, do join Kavita and myself as we celebrate 7 years of IVM Podcast on the 900th episode of Cyrus Says. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you enjoyed this show or any of our shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Word of mouth really does help us. And also, please, a rating if you could. That is also extremely helpful to us. And remember, we're also on YouTube. You can check out ivmpodcast.com/YouTube to get a list of the different channels that we operate on YouTube. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance, Bank of Baroda, India Water Portal, and Max Life Insurance. Thank you so much for making this possible.
We know you love fast food,
fast fashion,
faster payment,
lightning fast internet speed.
Then why not fast information?
On Think Fast, where we discuss the latest developments in the world of technology, business, marketing, pop culture.
With a side of sarcasm and my dad jokes, not just mine.
Not mine, Varun. My jokes are funny. So join me, guys, the funnier one, Suchita Salvan, co-founder of LBB.
And me, Varun Dugirala, the co-founder of The Glitch, as we think fast only on the IVM network.
Fresh episodes out every Monday.
On the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcast from.